Toyota is the most reliable car brand ever made. Every single Toyota is bulletproof. Toyota's reputation was built on decades of conservative engineering and a corporate philosophy called Kaizen, meaning continuous improvement. Models like the Camry, Corolla, and Tacoma dominated Consumer Reports and J.D. Power reliability rankings for years. By the mid-2010s, Toyota and its luxury division Lexus held the top two spots in nearly every major reliability survey. The idea that every Toyota is automatically the safest reliability choice became ingrained in car buying culture worldwide. In reality, Consumer Reports dethroned Toyota from the #1 position in 2024. Subaru claimed the top spot. Toyota had introduced a wave of redesigned models, including a new twin-turbo V6 engine for the Tundra, replacing a naturally aspirated V8 that had been in production since the late 1990s. Over 100,000 Tundras and Lexus LX sport utility vehicles were recalled because manufacturing debris, specifically tiny metal shavings, was left inside the engines during production. The new Tacoma suffered transmission problems and reports of noises, leaks, and steering issues. Toyota's first mainstream electric sport utility vehicle also scored below average. Stephen Ellick, who leads auto data analytics at Consumer Reports, attributed Subaru's rise to its conservative approach of sharing proven components across its lineup and making fewer changes during redesigns. Toyota regained the top spot in the 2026 survey after addressing many of these issues. But the episode proved that no brand is immune to quality problems when it introduces new technology too quickly. The very strategy that built Toyota's reputation, slow and incremental improvement, was the same strategy Subaru used to overtake it. Toyota stumbled precisely when it abandoned its own playbook. Premium gasoline makes any car run better. Filling up with the expensive stuff improves performance no matter what you drive. The word premium itself implies superiority. Gas stations place higher octane fuel alongside words like super and ultimate. The higher price reinforces the idea of higher quality. In reality, octane measures resistance to premature ignition, not fuel quality. William Green, a chemist at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, explains that octane simply rates how fuel behaves under compression. Consumer Reports tested a 2015 Acura TLX and a 2016 Nissan Maxima and found identical fuel economy and identical acceleration times on regular and premium. Most cars are engineered for 87. Octane. Paying more for 91 or 93 in those vehicles funds nothing but an illusion created by a word on a gas pump. German cars are the most reliable vehicles on Earth because of superior German engineering. The phrase German engineering became a marketing staple in the 1970s and 1980s when brands like Mercedes-Benz, Bayerische Motorenwerk, and Volkswagen genuinely produced cars built to higher quality standards than much of the global competition. Vehicles like the Mercedes W123 diesel became legendary for reaching 500,000 miles. This reputation cemented itself so deeply that a 2019 survey by United Kingdom warranty provider Warrantywise found consumers still ranked Mercedes Bayerische Motorenwerke and Audi in the top 10 for perceived reliability. However, Warrantywise's own empirical data told a different story. Those same three brands ranked 27th, 28th, and 29th in actual reliability claims. The 2025 J.D. Power Vehicle Dependability Study measured 189 problems per 100 vehicles for Bayerische Motorenwerke, 243 for Mercedes-Benz, and 273 for Audi, all after 3 years of ownership. Lexus scored 140. Josh Halliburton, head of European operations at J.D. Power, warned that German premium brands needed to improve the reliability of their features and materials before loyal customers looked elsewhere. Modern German cars pack in advanced infotainment systems, complex air suspensions, and layered driver assistance technology that introduces more potential failure points. In J.D. Power's own German market study, all three premium brands scored below industry average. The engineering complexity that makes German cars impressive to drive is the same complexity that makes them expensive and difficult to keep running. The reputation was built on simplicity. It was undermined by sophistication. You have to warm up your car before driving, especially in winter, or you will damage the engine. Before the mid-1990s, carburetors needed time to warm up in cold weather or the engine would stall. The habit was passed down through generations as essential car care. In fact, modern fuel injection adjusts automatically the instant the engine starts. David Bennett, senior automotive manager at the American Automobile Association, confirms that electronic engine controls have completely replaced the need for warm-ups. Consumer Reports chief mechanic John Ibbotson states that full lubrication occurs within seconds of starting. The habit that was once intended to protect engines is, in modern fuel-injected vehicles, one of the few things that actually causes them unnecessary wear. Every car needs an oil change every 3,000 miles. Skip it, and your engine will die. This rule dates back to the 1970s, when typical engines used 10W40 oil that degraded after roughly 2,000 miles. By the 1980s, 5W30 oil extended that to around 3,000 miles, and quick lube chains adopted the interval as their standard recommendation. The figure became so embedded in American car culture that it was passed down as a non-negotiable rule. Quick lube businesses reinforced it by printing the 3,000-mile reminder on every windshield sticker. In reality, modern engines are machined to tighter tolerances and run on synthetic oils that resist breakdown over much longer periods. Most manufacturers now recommend 5,000 to 10,000 miles between changes. Ford, Volkswagen, Porsche, and Toyota specify 10,000-mile intervals on certain engines. Bayerische Motor and Werke calls for 15,000 miles using its long-life specification. Under the best driving conditions, some full synthetic oils are rated for up to 25,000 miles. Jake Fisher, Senior Director of Auto Testing at Consumer Reports, has stated that oil life monitoring systems built into modern vehicles are far more accurate than any fixed mileage rule. These systems track engine temperature, load, idle time, and driving conditions to calculate actual oil degradation in real time. The state of California launched a public service campaign specifically targeting the 3,000-mile myth, citing the millions of gallons of unnecessary waste oil and the environmental harm caused by premature changes each year. The only entities still promoting the 3,000-mile interval are the ones that profit from it: quick lube chains, repair shops, and dealership service departments. Sport utility vehicles are always safer than sedans. Bigger means safer, and that is all there is to it. The logic is intuitive. A bigger vehicle with more metal between the occupant and the road should provide better protection. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety has stated that heavier vehicles generally offer better crash protection in head-on collisions, and marketing has reinforced this idea for decades, with images of families safely cocooned inside large sport utility vehicles. However, sport utility vehicles have a significantly higher center of gravity, making them far more prone to rollover accidents. Data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration shows that passenger cars have roughly a 10% chance of rollover in a single vehicle crash, while sport utility vehicles range from 14 to 23%. Rollover crashes account for 37% of sport utility vehicle crash involvements, compared to 15% for passenger cars. In fatal single-vehicle crashes, 55% of sport utility vehicle occupant deaths are caused by rollovers, versus 24% for sedans. Sport utility vehicles carry a rollover fatality rate of 7.7 to 7 per 100,000, compared to 3.1 to 8 for passenger cars. Dietrich Jael, an emergency medicine researcher at the University of Buffalo, co-authored a study analyzing head-on crashes between sport utility vehicles and sedans. The study found that the sedan driver was nearly 8 times more likely to die, which reflects the danger sport utility vehicles pose to other road users, not their own inherent safety. Electronic stability control, mandated since the 2012 model year, reduced sport utility vehicle single-vehicle crash fatalities by 67%, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. But the core physics of a high center of gravity remain. The psychological sense of security that sport utility vehicles provide has been shown to encourage less cautious driving, offsetting the very protection they are purchased for. Electric vehicles catch fire far more often than gasoline cars. Their batteries are ticking time bombs. This belief gained traction from high-profile incidents like the Chevrolet Bolt recall, in which General Motors replaced batteries in every Bolt produced due to fire risk at a cost of roughly $2 billion. A single electric vehicle fire filmed on a highway can accumulate millions of views. The unfamiliarity of lithium-ion battery fires, which burn longer and can reignite after appearing extinguished, creates dramatic footage that reinforces the perception of extraordinary danger. In reality, data compiled from the National Transportation Safety Board and the Bureau of Transportation Statistics shows approximately 25 fires per 100,000 electric vehicles sold. compared with roughly 1,530 fires per 100,000 gasoline vehicles sold. The National Fire Protection Association reports that gasoline car fires occur at a rate of roughly 1 every 2 to 3 minutes across the United States. Sweden's Civil Contingencies Agency reported that in 2022, only 23 fires occurred among approximately 611,000 electric vehicles, a rate of 0.004%, while gasoline and diesel vehicles caught fire at 0.0 to 8%, more than 20 times higher. Paul Christensen, a professor of pure and applied electrochemistry at Newcastle University, notes that major automakers cannot afford to be careless about battery safety after incidents costing billions in recalls. Australia's Department of Defense found electric vehicle battery fire risk at 0.0012%, compared to 0.1% for internal combustion vehicles. Gasoline-powered cars function by containing thousands of controlled explosions per minute inside an engine sitting next to a tank of flammable liquid. Yet the vehicle without any combustion is the one perceived as the fire hazard. Hyundai and Kia make cheap, unreliable cars. They are the budget option you settle for when you cannot afford a real brand. When Hyundai entered the American market in 1986 with the Excel, the car was priced at just under $5,000. It was affordable, but it was plagued with quality problems that sent buyers back to dealerships with transmission failures and premature engine wear. Early Kia models carried a similar reputation through the 1990s. For years, Korean cars were the punchline of reliability jokes. The stigma was so strong that even after significant improvements, many buyers continued to dismiss the brands based on their early reputation. In fact, J.D. Power's 2025 Vehicle Dependability Study placed Hyundai above the industry average. Consumer Reports ranks Hyundai in the top third of all brands for predicted reliability, ahead of Chevrolet, Volkswagen, and Ford. Kia earned 3 consecutive #1 mass-market dependability awards from J.D. Power between 2021 and 2023. The Kia Telluride won the upper mid-size sport utility vehicle segment in the 2025 J.D. Power Initial Quality Study. Jake Fisher of Consumer Reports has noted that Kia and Hyundai hybrids rank among the most reliable electrified powertrains available today. Both brands now offer 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranties, the longest in the non-luxury segment, a move that signals genuine confidence in their own engineering. The brands once mocked for cutting corners now offer warranties twice as long as Toyota's. And their reliability data increasingly matches or exceeds competitors that cost thousands more. American cars are junk. They are unreliable, poorly built, and cannot compete with Japanese vehicles in quality or longevity. In the 1970s and 1980s, Detroit earned this reputation with vehicles plagued by rust, low power output, poor interiors, and frequent breakdowns. The oil crises pushed consumers toward fuel-efficient Japanese imports that happened to be better built. Brands like Toyota and Honda filled the quality vacuum, and decades of superior reliability data cemented the narrative that American cars were fundamentally inferior. In reality, in J.D. Power's 2025 Vehicle Dependability Study, 15 of General Motors' 20 entries placed in the top 3 of their categories, with 6 outright segment winners across Chevrolet, Cadillac, and Buick. Jess Bala, managing director of General Motors Australia and New Zealand, described the turnaround as the result of 2 decades of manufacturing reform, tighter quality control, and cultural change within the company. Buick ranks as the most dependable American mass-market brand and finished second overall behind only Lexus in several recent J.D. Power cycles. In the 2026 Consumer Reports survey, Ford ranked 11th overall, ahead of Hyundai, Audi, and Mazda. The Chevrolet Corvette, Trax, and Ford Bronco Sport and Maverick all scored above average for reliability. The average domestic brand score in Consumer Reports rose to 41 out of 100 in 2026, compared to 63 for Asian and 46 for European brands. The gap has narrowed from a chasm to a meaningful but no longer catastrophic difference. The reputation was built in the 1980s. The data has changed. The perception has not. Many buyers paying a premium for a Japanese badge over a comparable American model are purchasing a 40-year-old narrative, not a current fact. A brand new car is always more reliable than a used one. Buying new means buying peace of mind, and buying used is always a gamble. The logic seems sound. A new car has 0 miles, a full factory warranty, and no prior owner to have neglected maintenance. Dealerships reinforce this perception with financing incentives and marketing that frames new vehicles as worry-free. The association between newness and reliability feels like common sense. However, the J.D. Power 2025 Vehicle Dependability Study revealed that newly launched or fully redesigned vehicles average 241 problems per 100 vehicles, compared to 196 for carryover designs. First model years consistently demonstrate higher defect rates than second or third years as manufacturers work out production issues. Stephen Ellick of Consumer Reports advises buyers not to purchase the first model year of any vehicle, noting that making assumptions about new models can prove both costly and inconvenient. A 2- or 3-year-old car from a proven model generation has already had its recalls addressed, its software updated, and its production defects corrected. Toyota's own Tundra illustrates this. The all-new 2022 model required engine replacements on over 100,000 units. By the 2026 model year, reliability had improved to average. A buyer purchasing a 2024 Tundra today is purchasing a vehicle with known, documented issues. A buyer purchasing a well-maintained 2019 model from the previous generation is purchasing a vehicle with a 12-year track record of durability. In many cases, the most reliable car on a dealer lot is not the one with the window sticker still on it. It is the one in the used section, with 30,000 miles, a service history, and a model year that has already proven itself.